When Natalie Busari was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in November 2016, her whole world turned upside down. Nothing could have prepared her for the journey that was about to unfold. After her diagnosis, Natalie soon realised the extent of the disparities in MS awareness and the lack of conversation around it in the Black community. Therefore, this led her to create change and start a new platform called The Nerve of My Multiple Sclerosis. This Black History Month, I'll be sitting down with Natalie to hear about her journey so far and how we can raise awareness for multiple sclerosis. So, Natalie, I never normally meet another Natalie, even though it feels like our names are quite common.
It's quite common in London.
Okay, maybe it's just a me problem outside of London. But Natalie, thank you for joining me during Black History Month
no problem.
to speak about MS. I know that you were diagnosed with MS in November 2016.
That's right, yeah.
I don't want to be the woman that asks another woman her age, but if you're up for sharing, how old you were and what was life like up until the diagnosis?
Gosh, I would say life was okay actually. I was actually going to have a photo shoot because my friends were having some, and I just thought, I'm going to be having my child soon, so why not take the time to have it? So actually, when I went to get the results, I didn't think they were going to give me a diagnosis. I just thought they're going to tell me something that they'll, we can get rid of it, don't worry, kind of thing. So I was just ready to just listen and then just go. So everything was just like a big shock when they were explaining stuff.
Wow.
And I think I just didn't let them finish either, because they were trying to tell me like what it was. And then I said, okay, just give me that thing. And then I was like, okay, but you can just give me something for it, and then you can just let me go. And it's like, oh, there's no cure for it. And then that's when it became serious. Of like, that's when just everything just went upside down. And I think that's when I realized, like, I was holding my son that I just gave birth to 2 months prior, and I'm just like, what do you want me to do with that information?
Wow.
I've got a daughter, and now I've just got my son. So it's just like, I don't know, it was just like a whirlwind after that. Even to the point where I just took all my family and we moved from London to Birmingham because I just wanted to go to a place where no one knew me. And it's kind of like I was running away from something that was inside, but I just thought because I got the news in London, maybe Birmingham is a different place.
Yeah.
So to be honest, it didn't go so well for me. I spent 3 years in Birmingham, and I didn't really like the neurologist who was there, and I had a really good one in London. So when my health started to deteriorate a bit, I just took my family again, we went back to London. And that's just kind of just like how the journey really started, to be honest. It was quite a lot.
I was going to say, we've thank you for sharing. We've all been in the GP's seat. And been waiting for a diagnosis, whether the thing is small or it could be large. So to hear your journey, how it has mentally impacted you. But you did create a platform to spread awareness about this. Can you tell me a little bit about the nerve of my multiple sclerosis?
It's like it was almost like an accidental, because I was actually advocating for myself. And I kind of called myself the nerve of my MS because of just the way MS just interrupted me. I just thought like the nerve of it. So when I started advocating, it was only because I realized that there were actually Black people like me with this illness that were just as lost as I was. Nothing out there says this illness is for Black people at all. We don't even have the proper numbers to know how many it's affecting in the UK. So I just thought there was something very, very wrong with that. So I started advocating, and then next thing I knew, it started to grow, the community started to grow, there was more people coming out who has, MS. So that's just how the platform began. And nowadays it's like I get so many calls, so many emails from so many people telling me, oh, thank goodness that, I found you and stuff like that. And then we just meet up, community events. I always say bring your family as well, because it's family are the ones who support you. Because with me, I always say that my aunties and uncles and some of my cousins don't speak to me today because I'm actually advocating. And it's loads of barriers. My auntie would rather that God take away my MS than me go to a neurologist. So she wasn't happy about it. There's so many reasons, people will leave, but the ones that stayed, that's who you have to hold on to. So I try to encourage people to tell family, because if something happens, MS is very unpredictable. You need people around you to understand that. I mean, there's so many people who haven't told their family members that they have MS. So loads of people not spreading that awareness. So they'll say, oh, I've never met anyone with MS. And it could be that they can, but it's just that they haven't told anyone.
Wow. So this is one thing I say, right? So data is king, as we know, when we're trying to create change and advocate for something. We need data to back it. And you've mentioned that, you know, there isn't a lot of data available, especially for Black individuals who are going through MS. But then whilst data is king, community is key as well. And I'm sure your platform, you know, I've worked in the community myself, community platforms. I'm sure your platform is helping people all round. Mental health, awareness, understanding, education. What kind of stories of impact have you seen?
To be honest, it's just I didn't even realize how far the organization was going. I was just here to just support, you know, just support the community, because a lot of them feel like, I always say there's always life after diagnosis. A lot of people like that get referred to me from the council in Merton, they're kind of like, they're not ready to talk about it and they don't come out of their homes. But the ones that I find online and stuff, they're a bit more willing. So when I get the ones from the council, those ones are quite hard, because I'm trying to get them to come to the community events, and they've already thought like, well, it's not going to happen. You know, life is over. So I really want to build this massive, I think one thing about the Black community is that if there's more of us, we're more likely to show up. But if a few of us, no one wants to be the one who's going first or talking about it. So I always try to encourage people to speak up more when they can. So that's what the community is trying to bring at the same time.
So how can people who potentially, you know, don't have MS or aren't in the community yet, like, what can we do to raise awareness about MS?
Whenever you get the opportunity to speak up about it, you know, if you have somebody who does have the illness, ask them questions about it, you know, and I guess one of the things is the reason why some people don't like to talk about it is because they feel like you're going to feel sorry for them. So just treat them normally, because to be honest, most of the time you can't even tell that someone has MS by looking at them, because some of the symptoms is not, you know,
visible.
Exactly. So one of those things I'll just say, just have a bit more understanding. Because maybe today I could come out and I'm walking with you guys, but tomorrow my body won't let me. So understand that, because not everybody understands that. But you were just going out the other day, but today's a different day. And unfortunately, our lives are just
day by day.
And we're actually at mercy to this illness. Like we have to adapt to whatever have to listen to your body. So I always tell people, always look after your health, because you don't want to be in a situation where, you know, you're at your health's mercy, which is what a lot of us, you know, that's what we are. So just that support and just understanding, it will go a long way, to be honest.
So we've touched on, you know, being Black with MS and what it means to be in the community with MS. But what would you say are some of the biggest barriers for discussion and change in the Black community when it comes to raising awareness or dealing with MS?
I think it's just the fact that we don't talk about illnesses. I mean, in the Black community, it's almost as if we're just afraid of how people will see us. But we really do need to actually come together, have that understanding. There's something in the Black community that we're doing that does not make people feel comfortable enough to talk about it. And this is why so many people don't know about MS. Because if you're uncomfortable about it, you're not going to spread the awareness. I was saying on my social media the other day that I'm actually really proud of the way so many sickle cell organizations have gone out of their way. Because I grew up with some people who have sickle cell. And the information that was there was awful. It was awful. There was no awareness. Today, there's so much awareness. So that is what you need. And people won't feel so like, oh my gosh, you know, feel a bit sad. I mean, some people used to say that when they had sickle cell when they were younger, back in the day, people would call their names like sickler and all that kind of stuff. There was the lack of understanding there. Now so many organizations have come out. But the one thing is, when you type in Google multiple sclerosis, you will not see Black people. But I've deliberately taken myself on board to any opportunity to get, you know, online, so that when someone's searching, like I was searching I was typing all the kinds of keywords when I got MS, and I was just like, why can't I find black people anywhere? So I was thinking, did my doctor just misdiagnose me? Because black people don't get this disease.
Okay.
So I make sure that if anyone now is searching, if they'll find me, my face is there. I encourage others, if they can, have an interview, be on a blog, it will come up online. We need to see more of us, our faces on there, so people can see, oh, actually, yeah, it does affect us as well. So I want to change that narrative as well. So hopefully over time, just like how sickle cell is, you know, the awareness, it will be the same with MS. Because at the moment, you hear Selma Blair, Christine Applegate, I think Jack Osborne, even black celebrities don't talk about MS that much. So it just says a lot about the black community when it comes down to it. So
yeah, just more representation.
Yeah, definitely.
And just like collective awareness. So thank you, Natalie, firstly for educating me more on MS today and for sharing your journey and your story with everyone watching. I wanted to ask you, what do you hope to achieve, maybe with your platform and the work that you do in the community, for others who also have MS?
It's interesting you say that, because it's like, I don't know, with the Nerve of My MS, it seems to be shifting a lot. Because we went to like a conference, an MS research conference in Denmark like a few weeks ago. And we found out that in Europe, they don't collect ethnicity data on their registries. So you don't even know like if black people are even on those registers. Because in the UK, there's about 17,000 patients on the MS register, but only, less than 200 identify as black. So there's not many, in the UK, and their one is a bigger database. But I want to reach out to those, the black people in Europe. We've only started just reaching out to black patients in Africa. We started with Ghana. And in fact, just recently, they added me to the MS patients group so that I can get some insight on where, the Nerve of My MS is going. So it's strange that we started quite local. Now it seems that we're moving, a bit global, international now. So I think that's where I see it, just helping black people just globally who have MS. And that's just build up this big community, supportive community. So that's what I'm looking for. Not just that we're all there, but we're all part of it. Whether it's volunteers, staff, everybody is in the group, and we're just here to support everyone.
No, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And it's just turning everything into power and helping other people. And I think that's such a legacy as well. So is this your brand on your top? Let's see the top. Let's see the top.
That is my. Oh, move my hair.
There we go. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
The Nerve of My MS.
I think the coat as well.
So
there you go.
Yeah. Come on. So how can people reach you? How can people find your platform? And what can they do to actually support you? I'm sure when people are watching this, they're going to be like, all right, what can I do to support? Let them know.
I would say the best place to find us in our social media is we're quite active on Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok as well. But it's just that wherever you put @the Nerve of My MS, you'll find us around. So just reach out, because we're here. I mean, we've got people reaching out to us every single day, and it's a lot. So we're always here to support, because there's sometimes even family, as much as they care about you, they don't always understand what you're going through. So we're here to support, listen. Even if you want to vent, we're here as well. So reach out. We're always here. Doors are always open.
Amazing. Sounds like amazing, impactful work, man. And I just applaud you.
Thank you.
And keep sharing your story.
Thank
keep
you
doing
very
what you
much.
do.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.